There we go. That's how it's supposed to go. First time. And then we need to catch his Rootle, which we're not going to get first try because it was too far away, which is fine. Whenever a Rootle roots itself, as such, can't catch it. I don't know why that didn't work, honestly. Looked like it was in the radius. There we go. All right, little shaky in these first captures, but Philbo's hungry, so we got to feed him 2 Strabbies and this Rootle so we can get on by and open the first load zone. Philbo, as you can see, is wearing a mayor sash, and he is the kind of de facto mayor of Snaxburg, which we're going to get introduced to in a little bit, where we're going to have another area first. First, we're going to talk to our friend Philbo, opens up this load zone for us, so we can get by into our next area called the Garden Grove. Fun fact about Garden Grove, so the any % category skips basically the entire game, which is why no major skips is so fun, because we get to see more of the game. However, Garden Grove is one of the only areas in the entire game that the loading zone absolutely will not be active until you complete the quests of the area. So we can't get into it early. Even if we could jump over the barrier that's blocking it, the loading zone will not trigger because we have not done the quests. So we have to do the quests anyway, even in any %, but we're going to do them because we have to for no major skips as well. So we're going to get a little bit of swifty movement here. So we're gonna grab some ketchup. We got a sauce slinger now. All right, we're going to do some brand new tech here, hopefully. Just got to position this carefully. Nope. 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 Maybe not. Nope, we're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, because I do not want to miss this cycle. All right, these are very important cycles. We're gonna grab the Frieder the old-fashioned way, but what I was attempting to do was trying to catch the Frieder in the wall through the ceiling by shoving this trap through the floor. Very fast way of doing it, but unfortunately I could not get the positioning right. That's actually some recently found speed tech, and it's a little bit difficult to predict because you have to kind of jam it through by standing on top of the trap, and the trap can get awful wobbly. All right, but we got them anyway. We got all the things we needed. We needed to get 2 Shishka bugs, a Bunger, and a Frieder, which is all Wambus needs to get by. One very interesting thing about the routing in this game is that basically we're going to be doing a lot of quests which involve catching a lot of Bugsnax. It's the title of the game, right? But the fun facts about this is that we can basically accomplish all of the quests in advance and then turn them in all at once, despite not having the quests active yet. So oftentimes that's what we'll be doing. We'll catch Bugsnax, we'll complete quests before they're given to us, and then once we complete the requirements of the quest, we can just... Excuse me? Oh, okay. We can just turn them in. So we don't have to, you know, go back, get the quest, go do the quest, come back, you know. Saves a lot of time there. This is Beffica. She is kind of a she thrives on gossip. So she's a very gossipy character. And then we also met Wambus, the taller blue one, who is a farmer, kind of self-sustaining kind of Grumpus. So those are just a few of the personalities we've met so far. The main requirement that's going to satisfy all of these quests so that we can get to the end game is that we have to get all of the Grumpuses to return to Snaxburg. In total, we have to get 12 to return. As of right now, we have 2. We have Philbo, who is always going to come back because he's the mayor. And then now we have Wambus, who we satisfied his requirements by doing all those quests in Garden Grove. So we will be doing a little bit of backtracking. And also, as mentioned, we are a journalist. So one thing that we will have to do a little bit in this run, we don't have to do it completely with every Grumpus, is that you might see this little book pop up. And this is us interviewing the Grumpus to find out a little bit more about the island, why they left, about Bugsnax themselves, things like that. But now we got to get some more Grumpuses to return. We just don't have enough. So we're going to go back to our friend Beffica here, and we're going to do a few of her quests so that she will return to Snaxburg, which is like that central home that we were just in. Oops. All right, so we have to we don't have to capture the Bugsnax themselves, but we have to at least photograph the 6 species that are active in Garden Grove right now, which we already captured 3. I just took a picture of a white strabby and a sweetie fly, which is the flying things there. Oops, come on, come on. And then I went ahead and captured that weenie worm, which is basically a hot dog worm combo. And you'll see why here, because Beffica is gonna ask us to feed her her favorite bug snack, which happens to be a weenie worm. So not only does it satisfy the requirements for the first quest, it does it for the second quest as well. Third quest she asked for us is to give a little spy action on Wambus, because Wambus seems to be doing some strange things in his sleep after the hour, somewhere between the hours of 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. So what we do is we go into Beffica's cave, as you saw there, and we sleep till midnight, and then we walk back in here. Now there's a little cutscene at the beginning, which is actually really good, because oftentimes these characters take about 5 seconds to wake up. But because we have to trigger that cutscene no matter what, triggering it then is the ideal time, because while the cutscene is active, Wambus starts waking up. So a little optimization routing there.
Have we got time for one quick donation?
Oh, go ahead.
Not a problem. So we have $10 coming in from Yon Funfish, who says, "Good luck, Konception. Snack those bugs. Love heart."
Thank you so much, Young. What a Young is always around for these marathon runs. I really appreciate it. Thanks, friend. Here we are in the next area that we're going to be doing, which is Simmering Springs, which is kind of like a nice beachfront area. As you can see, we got some nice hot springs here. This character, though it doesn't say their name yet, is named Floofty. We will be seeing more of Floofty later, but for now we got to get just through a little dialogue sequence. And we're also giving a new feature, which is when we feed a Grumpus a bug snack, we can now target what limb the bug snack will alter on their body, which is somewhat handy, because some quests will specify that they want to turn their, for example, feet into these certain bug snacks and things like that. So it introduces a new level of cooperation here. 2 new Grumpuses right in front of us. Wiggle, who is all about fame and personality and singing. She's on the left. On the right, this is Gramble, who is somewhat of a pacifist and friend to bug snacks. Does not eat bug snacks, but likes to kind of ethically have them as pets in a way. Doesn't expect anything of them, so it's not like an animal farm or anything. It just likes to give them a place to live, you know. Gramble is who we're going to be mainly focusing on, but we're going to do a little bit of Wiggle's quest while we're here as well. So this is going to be introducing us to a second of our tools, which is a Strabby and a ball, which is called the Buggy Ball, which is basically we have a little laser pointer that the Buggy Ball will then follow. Now, what we're meant to do is lead the Buggy Ball through a maze and up and all around and all that, which we don't have to worry about any of that. As long as we use the laser pointer at where the end of the maze is, the Buggy Ball will actually do it on its own. So that's handy. We're going to shoot that little Raspy with some chocolate, because grape mosquitoes are attracted to chocolate. And then we're actually going to come over here and shoot this burrowed Pinantula with chocolate as well. So we need a grape mosquito and we need a Pinantula for Wiggle. So we're going to be just waiting a little bit for this Crapple to come over and grab this Pinantula to uproot it so we can grab it ourselves. And then we're going to go talk to Wiggle, who's up there, but on the way, we're actually going to have the Buggy Ball travel to us while we're talking to her. Just for a little bit of optimization. First instance here, Wiggle specifically wants the Pinantula to alter her hairdo. So that's why we get the new tool to target specific areas. Should they request them, basically. All right, so gonna go through there, which is gonna give us a peel bug, which we need to capture 3 of. So we got 1. And then we're going to shoot our little Buggy Ball with chocolate there, because Queebles are attracted to chocolate, and this is easily the most annoying part of this area. So we have to lure some Queebles up to where Gramble was, basically, but we cannot just capture them. They have to be led organically, because again, our friend Gramble is ethical, does not like to capture them, does not like to eat them, doesn't want any of that. So luckily, once they're already up here, they're gonna run away at one point, but they will come back. So that's good. So we can kind of free fly here. All right, and then while Gramble is walking over here, we're actually going to sleep until noon, because if we did not, when we go back to the there we go. When we go back to the area here, we need to talk to Filbo, and if we did not change the time, it would be nighttime and Filbo would be sleeping, which we don't want, because then, like I mentioned, we have that long wake up animation where it takes like 5 seconds for the character to wake up. So since we have to wait for Gramble to get there anyway, we sleep while we're waiting. All right, now here's the slight bane of the no major skips category. We have to do 4 celebrations, 4 parties throughout the run, which are basically just like, they're kind of like the game's way of checking in, like seeing how many you know, grumpuses we've gotten back to Snacksburg, you know, kind of give us some updates on some lore and things like that. However, they're nothing more really than glorified cutscenes. Now, all 4 of them have like a little bit of, you know, things for us to do. Like, for example, we had some dialogue there, and I actually get to move freely in this party, so I can do things like stack cups against the fire and have a good time. But they're mainly glorified cutscenes, and this is actually the shortest of the 4, at like 3 minutes. So, whenever these come up, these are going to be some great times for some donations or incentives or plugs or whatever you got, Silver.
They weren't livestock. They were my little ones, my kin. You lied and stole them away because you can't.
Sorry about that. Having a bit of difficulty finding the mute button, it seems, or unmute button. We don't have any donations to go through right now. Just give me a moment while I plug up the upcoming goals. We don't really have any other goals either, because they've all been met, so I guess that's a good sign. In terms of bid wars, we do have one coming up. The one we have coming up next is Sonic CD character choice. So we have a choice of either Sonic or Tails. Both are at $0 right now. So if you guys want to go ahead and have your first dibs at selecting your preferred character, now is the time. It's always good to get on there early.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much for that. So this first celebrations, first party, as I like to call them, is wrapping up rather quickly. So we're actually going to be heading into our next area, which is called Scorch Gorge. Sorry, no, it is called. Is it called Scorch Gorge? I can't remember what it's called. It's going to tell us right here in a second. Scorch Gorge, yeah, I was right. Okay, great. And this one has a lot of fun tech here. So we're gonna throw out on this trap. Scorpeno is gonna light this thing on fire, which is great because we need those pop ticks to pop into actual popcorn, not just be kernels. So that's great stuff. Please hit, please hit. Oh darn, we need the Spuddy to run into this door right behind us. There we go. We'll be back for those pop ticks later, but first we're gonna do some fun catches here. This cheap poof that's sitting up here, we're gonna catch it in a rather unorthodox way, or not, which is I'm just gonna come back here. No, please, or not. There we go. There we go. We are gonna place the trap on the stems of the cactus is what I was gonna say. Okay, miraculously still got that. The other one is just floating in the middle of the air. So we just throw the trap down as we jump down to grab it, and then we're gonna grab that Ribblepede just sitting on the rock there, because we're gonna need a few of those as well. This is Cromdo, whose personality I always like to describe as the used car salesman of Grumpuses. You can even tell by the tie, kind of. So we gotta do some quests for Cromdo. But more importantly, he's gonna give us access to one of our most used tools, which is the lunch pad, which we're gonna free up his windmills for him. Oops, not what I meant to do. All right, great. So now we gotta do a few more catches here. So we're gonna get to use the lunch pad and be a little bit of creative. And we're gonna catch that sweet fried all the way over there and let the wind take the trap to us. We're gonna get the attention of this Spuddy because we got another door we need to unlock to capture another Bugsnax. Pretty important one, actually. Come on, Spuddy. Come on. There we go. Great. Which is a shiny weenie worm, which is a variant of the weenie worm we caught before with just extra seasonings, I guess you could say. And then we're gonna capture one more, which is this Cheepoof. Where's the trap? There we go. All right, so now we got 3 Cheepoofs, we got a Sweet Frieder, we got a Shy Weenie Worm, we got all kinds of stuff. Cheepoofs, these were for Cromdo, who wants 3 of them. So we're meeting those rather quickly. Then we're gonna come over here, we're gonna grab this rock. We're gonna jump down. We're gonna very humanely throw a rock at this Ribblepede. See, it doesn't hurt, just scares it a little bit. And we're gonna talk to Triffany here, who is the archaeologist of the group. While she's going to the next area we need to be, we're gonna throw a trap up there. As you can see, there is a Ribblepede up on the ceiling. And that is because Triffany wants to eat 3 Ribblepedes, so we're gonna feed those to her. Oh, I did this in my practice as well. I forgot to give Cromdo the Cromdo also wants a Sweet Frieder, which I forgot to give. Which I've never done before, but I did it in practice today, and then I just did it now. So let me run up to Cromdo again real quick. Just go feed him this the Sweet Frieder that he wants. And this doesn't lose a ton of time because we actually have to wait for Triffany to run into that cave that we unlocked earlier. So it does waste some time, but we did have to wait for Triffany to move anyway. So now Triffany's in this cave. And then while Triffany is walking back, we're going to attempt We're going to attempt to grab both of these pop ticks. Usually what I do is I'll grab one while she's walking to the cave and one while she's walking back from it. But because I had to do that Cromdo stuff, then, you know, it'd alter our plans a little bit. And the reason why we have to capture those pop ticks so quickly and grab the traps quickly is because the Scorpano will light our traps on fire, making them ungrabbable. So we have to be rather quick. All right, so instead of walking all the way back to the front, we can wait for the checkpoint to come up with the little googly eye icon in the right hand corner, and then reload the save. When we reload the save, it goes right back to the door that we used to enter the area. So it saves us a little time. Oops, we want to go this way. I was getting ahead of myself. Now, if you remember, we have our friend Wiggle, who's hanging out back here in Simmering Springs, but we couldn't finish her quest because what she asked for was 2 pop ticks, which we had not yet seen when we were in Simmering Springs. But now we got some pop ticks, so we're gonna go feed those to her. Oh, voila. Oh, well, voila, there we go. There we go, match through some text. And then same thing, wait for the checkpoint to clear. And then we can reload the save and then backtrack. If you're watching, by the way, because we're about to go into our second party, which is a very long cutscene, more or less, with a little bit of activity in it. If you're watching and you feel like you would like to donate, but you just don't know what to say, what can you put in that comment section, right? Why don't you let me know your favorite Bugsnax and why it's Bunger? Because I would love to hear that. Otherwise, while we're collecting these, we're at the second of our 4 celebrations. This one by far is my least favorite because there's very little to do besides watching a cutscene, running to a point, watching a cutscene, running to a point. It's just very long. The only consolation prize is that we have some fire sticks that we can poke through, where we just take this stick. It can't light on fire now because the fire is about to go out, but we can pick up the stick, light it on fire, and wave it around. It's the only consolation prize. I can't even move from the spot. So it gets rather boring, but why don't I just look around? You know, some pretty night sky, some pretty stuff. What the heck is that? Okay, I don't know what that was. Anyway, yeah, so you know, we got some Grumpuses coming back to town here. We got Gramble back, we got Wiggle. We're out to 6. If you recall, I said we need 12, so we're on our way. We're on our way there. But in the meantime, if we have any donations, if we have any plugs, if we want to talk about the amazing charity that we're raising money for, Silver, now is another great time for that.
The writing's kind of vague, Sam.
No worries, and I found the mute button this time, so that's a good start, I suppose.
Congrats.
Yeah, round of applause for me, please. Anyway, jokes aside, no donations right now. So if you do want to get your donations in, as long as your message is safe for work, we will read it on stream. And I do quite like Konception's idea of telling us who your favorite bug snack is, or just even in a broader sense, you know, what this game makes you hungry for. Now, I'm really craving some fries right now, but I should probably resist because I've got pizza coming. So I think I'll settle with that.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, I'm having my brother. He needs to get it at the door for me because I can't just walk up the middle of my shift in and get the delivery. So, kudos to my brother for that. Anyway, just a quick plug about the restreams for any of our international viewers while we're wrapping up this cutscene. So, Mid-Spring Speed Fleet 2021 is being restreamed this year in French, German, and Japanese by our friends over at Baguette Restream, German Freestream, and Japanese Restream, respectively. You can find the French Restream at twitch.tv/baguette_restream, the German one at twitch.tv/German. Sorry, let me just spell that. It's a bit hard to pronounce. So twitch.tv/GERMENCH, and at a Japanese Restream over at twitch.tv/Japanese_Restream. We've worked with each of these groups before, and we're very thankful to have their support once again to further just show our reach to the international audience.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I run in a lot of marathons. You probably, if I've been in Midwest Speed Fest events before, I've been in other events before, and not all of them offer that option. When I know for a fact, especially at this time of night, for me, it's about 4:30 in the morning. You know, now is a great time for the EU clientele to, you know, wake up, enjoy the day. So I'm really thankful that we got some excellent restreamers as a part of this event, so that's incredible. We're still in the party and we still have quite a long time, so don't worry, we're gonna get to hang out for a little bit. But one thing I will mention is that we are about to meet arguably the overwhelming fan favorite Grumpus coming up after this next cutscene. Not with Filbo here, but like when we go back to the fire, there's gonna be another cutscene. And then we're going to be introduced to another Grumpus. So get ready for that. And I also want to propose this. So in addition to this mini unofficial incentive that I've put forward about talking about your favorite Bugsnax, let me pose this for you. I do a pretty solid Bunger impression, if I do say so myself. So if for every $5 you want to hear me do my best Bunger impression, I'll do that. I'll do that for you. I'll do it for charity. I'll do it for sweet relief. I'll do whatever I need to do. So get those donations in. I do a pretty solid Bunger impression. I'm telling you. You have to believe me, but I'm telling you. I think I do. I mentioned before we get these fire sticks. You know, if you light one on fire and then throw it along the rest, they kind of just perpetually stay on fire. But the cool news, I guess, is you can also throw them. So that's fun. Yeah, otherwise we're just waiting a little bit. One thing I will say is that if you have yet to play this game casually, even, this game is incredible. I was lucky enough to get a PS5 at launch, so I did a lot of research as to what games would be out at launch and available, and this one was obviously on the radar because it came out at launch as well. And I knew, based on the premise, I was like, oh, that's cute, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be exciting. But when I played it the first time, I was shocked at how much it grabbed me, because on the surface it's like, oh yeah, look at these cute Bugsnax things. But there's a lot more depth to it. There's incredible LGBTQIA+ representation in the characters. There is obviously the cute Bugsnax, but it expands even further beyond that to some legendary Bugsnax. There are also fun side quests that give you insight into all of these characters' motivations and what makes them different and what sets them apart from the rest of the crowd. Just play this game. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. It's on PS4, PS5, obviously, and then PC. Relatively affordable as well. So Yeah, go pick up your copies. It's really good stuff.
Is it okay if I ask a question? Because
Of course.
someone gave me their opinion on Bugsnax, and I'm a bit confused about it. I swear I heard someone or something tell me that Bugsnax was a disturbing game, and I've got no idea where they got that idea from. So I'm just trying to double check. Is that just a minority that says that? Is it just one person who said that? Like I don't know where I got that idea from, but I think from what I'm hearing from you, apparently it's definitely not disturbing.
Well, I will say this. So some people, obviously with with the Grumpus's limbs turning into the Bugsnax once they're eaten, there's a little bit of a body horror thing. So if that's something that, makes you squeamish or makes you uncomfortable, there is that portion. The story does take a little bit of a turn. In terms of, going from kind of cutesy to more, serious and a little bit dark at the end. Nothing significant. It's not a Resident Evil game or something like that. It's not, overwhelmingly, becomes a horror game out of nowhere. But we can dive into that a little bit when we get a little bit closer to the end, just so I can avoid spoilers for people, if they're so inclined.
Okay, I think that's what you were referencing. The ending gets a little bit like unexpected, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So yeah, I'll have to keep my eyes peeled and find out what all the fuss is about.
Yes, definitely. I recommend you do. You'll see a little bit more about what I mean once we get a little bit towards the end. And I'll give some spoiler warnings, of course, for people. But this next area is Sugar Pine Woods, which has some of my favorite tech in the game. So we're gonna throw this lunge pad here. We're going to aim at the honeybees above. This cookie is going to run by. We're going to grab it, the lunch pad. Now the cookie and the honeybee are stuck together, which we can double catch. And the honeybee, actually, you know what? I'm going to grab this one, hopefully, because I need another honeybee anyway. But oh, darn, I messed that up. No. Oh, man, that's what I get for trying to be fast. There we go. Come on, come back down. Yeah, let me get this. Send a snail at least. All right, so I don't know what I'm gonna do to grab another one of those honeybees. Oh, geez, what a disaster. Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to that. Let me grab this snail at least. That's up on this rock here. Oh, come on. So it's a simple parkour. You just gotta walk. You just gotta jump on this rock and then on this rock. There we go. That's all I need to do. We're gonna grab this snail. We need a few of those. Let's see. This is, oh geez, I don't know what to do here. We're gonna be adapting on the fly a little bit. That's what I'll say. Let me get into this cutscene. Chandlo and Snorpy are some of the fan favorite Grumpuses that I alluded to earlier. Let me get through these cutscenes here while I kind of brainstorm on how I'm gonna get these honeybees again. All right. But yeah, they are in a relationship as well, and Chandlo is somewhat of, kind of like the jock, but also like a soft and caring kind of person, so people really like that. Snorpy is like an engineer of sorts. Hold on. All right, so let's see if I can figure this out. Let's see if I can agitate the honeybee with my trap. Doesn't seem that way. Let's throw down. Let's do this. We can just do it the old-fashioned way. Ready? So, oops, let's actually do it the old-fashioned way though, right? So let's throw that. There we go, perfect. Y'all ever speedrun a game so much that you just forget the basic mechanics of the game? That's what happened just then for a second. Like, I freaked out about what I'm supposed to do, but the answer was just play the game as it's intended. That was the answer. All right, so there we go. We have a new tool, which is a snack grappler, which we're going to use to help Chandlo get his basketballs back, among other things, in the run, but that's what we're doing right now. All right, great. So now we need to get one more snail, which we'll do in a second. First, we're going to have Chandlo finish these. We're going to throw this here. Hopefully that's not too close. Let's see. No, that's good. The game is just glitched, I think. I don't even know what that is. The trap was directly on it. It wasn't catching. That was very odd. Okay. All right, let's try that again. There we go. That's what's supposed to happen. I can't reach it. I can't reach it. Can't reach it. There we go. Oh man, this game is giving me it's running me through the gamut this time. But we're getting there. We're gonna get there. All right, great. So now Chandler's making his way back to home base. We're gonna take an alternate path because not only is that path closed off to us, but we also need to grab another tool that's in this area, which is the tripwire, which is up on that up on that tower rather. Got to feed a couple more cinnamon snails to our strong boy Chandler. Also wants 2 honeybees. Chandler is very hungry apparently. Great, and then we're gonna save that cookie for our friend Snorpy as well coming up.
Anyway, I am here.
Okay.
Now, once you have it.
Okay. We're gonna turn specifically his teeth into cookies. So there we go. That was their crust. And then we're actually gonna sleep till midnight because Snorpy wants 2 char mallows, which only come out at night, and we get to do some fun tech with these as well. So we're gonna use our tripwire for the first time. We're actually gonna shoot it against the tree. While we're waiting on that, we're gonna shoot this bopsicle. Oops, we're gonna shoot this bopsicle so that the char mallow attracts that. So what happens to that is that the char mallow extinguishes. Okay, yeah, now eventually it will extinguish because oh my gosh, this game. gotta run. It'll extinguish because it hits the bopsicles, which are cold, but we also need the bopsicles for another quest, and because they were hit with fire, they make it so that we can grab them and they're not freezing cold as well. So it's a 2 birds 1 stone situation, or 2 Bugsnax 1 net, if you will. And then we're going to take a run back, feed our friend Snorpy these char mallows, and there we are. That's going to complete the quest for both of them. So both Chandler and Snorpy are going to return. Great. This is one of the transition points that I can't tell if it's actually faster to reload the checkpoint or just walk back, because it's like right in the middle. It's very close. So I just opt to walk back because why not? Now that we have the bopsicles, we can actually return to our friend Kromdo, who's over in Scorch Gorge, who wants his feet turned into bopsicles. So we're gonna go do that real quick. And then right after we do that, we're actually gonna forward time again for the same reasons as before, because we need to talk to Filbo, and we don't want Filbo to be asleep when we do that. So we're gonna make our way over to Kromdo. Scale these stairs expertly. Of course, there we go. All right, and then we're gonna run over to his bed, sleep till noon. Restart the save. We can actually save Kromdo talking, like a little unavoidable dialogue sequence by reloading the save there real quick. And we're going to load it back in. We're going to see Triffany and Wambus right in front of us. We're going to intentionally walk around them because we want them to stay there. Come on. We want them to stay there for later on, which will make a little bit more sense as we get closer. And here we are in party number 3. So we're skating through. We're getting through these parties relatively quick. Party 3 wants us to investigate some clues on the island as to what's going on. We're getting random rumblings. We're getting more Bugsnax. We're getting people, people missing and explosions and things like that, and it just seems a bit weird. So we need to investigate what's going on. What we do is we need to grab 6 clues across the Snacksburg area here, and then turn them into Filbo once we're done. Now right now I'm stuck in a cutscene where I can't move my feet, as in I can't move like my location, but luckily 3 and sometimes 4 if I can grab these footprints behind Gramble's shoulders, but it's a little bit tough depending on our placement. Those clues can be captured early before we even move, and then once we are able to move, we can capture the rest. So we can preempt a lot of that. But other than that, this is basically after we take pictures of the clues, we turn them into Filbo, and then we have a nice extended cutscene again. So if we happen to have any more donations, incentives, plugs, now is another great time for that.
Not a problem at all. Before I do that, I still have no pizza, so I am quite sad. But it is Friday night where I am, so gotta forgive him for, Friday Night Rush. But I will keep you all updated on if I get my pizza, if it's hot, and if it's any good.
Please do. That's the news we're all waiting for.
Definitely. For those who are interested what pizza it is, it's a peri peri chicken pizza from a chain which I usually order from and used to work for, actually. So it's not your usual pizza, but they just do it so well. So yeah, I suggest for those who like spicy stuff and who like chicken on their pizza, give it a shot. Anyway, donation wise, we still don't have any donations to catch up on right now. So I'd like to reiterate again, if you'd like your donation read on stream, if you want to just talk about anything at all, want to talk about who your favorite Bugsnax is, your favorite food, whatever, that's what the donation page's open for. I believe you can donate as little as $2. I'm not too sure. However, 100% of proceeds goes to Sweet Relief, a fantastic cause, especially during these trying times of the pandemic. So feel free to get your donations in, and more than likely I'll be able to read it on stream. Quick plug on the Big Wars, darn. We still have the same update. I've actually missed one before, so I'll just catch up on that one, as well as a Sonic CD character choice, which has no money raised for Sonic or Tails right now. We also have Lost Kingdom's deck name with an 8-character limit. No entries on that one right now, so if you'd like to put in a custom character name or deck name, you can put that in when you put in your donation. So yeah, just pretty open right now, so feel free to get your donations in, incentives in. It's all going to the same place, all going for a great cause. And yeah, that's all I have to say right now. Do we have time for one more plug, or are we running out?
No, we got time. Go for it.
All right, no worries. Just trying to find one. Sorry, I'm not too prepared. I'm trying to find the one with the event coming up. All right, enough thinking out loud. Anyway, so every August, Midwest Speedfest partners with Minnesota's largest gaming and esports event, 2DCon. Our next event, Midwest Speedfest 2021, well, this event right now, I believe, will be part of 2DCon 2021, which is tentatively stated to be our return to on-site marathons and will take place in Minneapolis on August 27th to 29th. For more information, including how to register, go to 2dcon.net. Just keep in mind that given how unpredictable the pandemic is, the event is subject to change. However, hopefully, touch wood, it'll be good, because I think we're all dying to go back to in-person conventions. It's been way, way too long. Speed especially. So yeah, touch wood with that, and everyone keep an eye on it.
Yeah, absolutely. As someone who has very recently moved to the area, I'm very excited to see if, the world is in a state that we can have that as an in-person event, because I really hope so. But yes, thank you so much for those plugs. All very good stuff. Much appreciated. We still got like 15 or so seconds here. And then
still no pizza. I don't have in that 15 seconds. No pizza. Sorry.
That's too bad. I'm really sad to hear that for you. Okay, so we're gonna walk around them again. We're gonna have to hit that checkpoint. Cutscene rather eventually, but we're walking around it and avoiding it on purpose for right now. And you'll see why a little bit later. But we're actually going to head on to a new area. Since we have hit all of the branching off points from Snacksburg as to access areas, we now have 2 new areas that are branched off of other areas, so that creates a little bit of walking time. However, we do believe, and it might even be live on PC as it currently stands, that fast travel is being added to the game, which will definitely open up some routing for us, which will be pretty fun. But now we're in Sizzling Sands, which is easily my least favorite part of this run because it tends to be the most finicky. We're actually going to do literally all the quests in the area up front before we even talk to Shelda, who is the character that we're meant to have return from this area. So we fling that Pregcontus a ways there. Please let that okay, that's fine. We're gonna fling this one as well. Please stop looking at me. Thank you. Please stop looking at me. Please stop looking at me. Thank you. There we go. Perfect. So now we fling it. We have to fling this one into the water too, ideally. Come on. There we go. Because one of the quests asks us to break apart 2 of the Picantuses, which there are some Bugsnax in this game, if you're unaware, that break apart into other Bugsnax, which I think is pretty cool. All right, we're gonna, not that, we want this. There we go. Great. So we needed that buffalo locust here, and then this is the kind of the one of the more annoying parts. So we have to lead this black raspberry through a maze, but there's a few obstacles in our way. For one, which are these enchiritos mainly, which we definitely do not want them messing with our Strabby friend. Okay, I really thought that one was going to interfere, but we're good. I think we're good. Strabby? Raspy, rather? Raspy? I need to hit... No, I need to... Come on. Okay, alright, we're okay. Once we get here, the enchiritos stop being a problem, luckily. All right, need to open this area up for us. Did it run away because I was too close? Yeah, it sure did. See, this is exactly why it's very finicky, because we have to lead this raspberry all the way back through this maze without catching it, obviously. That's fine, whatever. Just run into the bush. Honestly, that's fine. And then we have to launch it up. There we go. I think we're good now. Sometimes even after you get it up there, though, it can be a little bit of a hassle. We're gonna grab some cheese for the last one, and here's Shelda. All right, so first quest, turn in. We got the cheese. Great. Second quest, break apart 2 eggs. We did it. Third quest, turn it up, break apart 2 Picantuses. Fourth quest, lead the black raspberry through the maze. Booyah. Shelda's done. A little bit of an annoying one. Like I said, the raspberry really gave us some trouble, but we got through. Now, the great thing about these 2 new areas that we have is there actually is a secret shortcuts between the 2, which is if you solve a puzzle, they unlock. They unlock, apparently. Not, though. Yeah. They unlock. There we go. See, that's what it's supposed to do. Now we get into the one of the last areas we've yet to see, which is Boiling Bay. And if you remember, near the beginning of the game, we met a friend of ours named Floofty, which we're going to meet again now. But first, we got to do some stuff. We gotta track some Bugsnax here. Okay, I gotta throw one more sauce. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we got that noodler. That was one that we needed. We needed to extinguish it first, which is what I was doing by attracting it to the popsicle. Then we're gonna throw a tripwire here and aim it up like this, in hopes that... Oh wow, that was really fast. Okay. Great that it didn't land in the fire. Awesome. I don't know why that didn't... I couldn't just capture that. That was weird. Stop trolling me, please. Please. There we go. Just needed to get one of the cocoa mites there, but it kept knocking my trap out of the way. All right, there we go. All right, and then we just have to do a bunch of quests where we turn Floofty's limbs into different things, basically. And based on the things that we caught, those are what are the things that we're going to need to use, more or less. Oops.
Good.
All right.
Yum, yum, yum. Oh, neat. Intriguing.
There we go.
Can you?
And then the last one, we have to do one of each. Nope. There we go.
I have.
And that is Floofty, who now has a banana for a nose. Who doesn't love that, right? Okay. One last thing we need to do in Boiling Bay is there's actually a clue on the ground here that we need to unlock the door into the end game, basically. So we have that. We're going to wait for the autosave to take place and then reload the checkpoint, which, as I've said, it takes you back to the door that you entered the area from, which in our case is the shortcut door, not the main door, which is very important, so that we can access these areas a lot faster. And then now we're back into the Sizzling Sands area that we were at before. So if you are counting grumpuses, you might have noticed that the last party we had 9, and then we just got Shelda and Floofty to return, which brings us to 11. So we have 11 out of 12. There's only one more that we need. And I neglected to talk about a significant part of the lore, which is that the island had a leader, and her name was Lizbert. Lizbert was like I mentioned, the de facto leader of the island, and she actually went missing. She's missing from the island. We can't find her. We don't know where she is. Her partner, Egabel, went searching for her as well, and she has yet to return either. So those are the main 2 people that we have yet to see in the game. Now we'll finally trigger this this cutscene, and that is because we need to do a series of interviews to get the rest of the clues to open the door. One of which is going to be Wambus. So now instead of having to walk all the way to Wambus, oops, there we go. I can just right from the cutscene that's in front of me is what I can do. Hit an extra dialogue sequence there. Is it this one? That one? Nope. I'll find it. Okay, there we go. I found it. I hit a lot of extra dialogue sequences there, unfortunately. So basically, I usually do that in a specific pattern, but because I accidentally hit the wrong one from the get-go, my pattern was entirely thrown off. But basically, we don't have to ask every question in the interview. We only have to ask the ones that progress the story, and each character has specific ones that progress the story faster. There we go. And this is the fastest options for Gramble, for example. Great. So that one went as intended, which is great. So we got another piece of the puzzle we need. Then we're actually going to talk to Snorpy here after Snorpy is done talking to his sibling, Floofy. Same thing, we're going to do a quick interview here. All right, and then we're done there. That one went almost according to plan. All right, and we have one last interview to do because we need one last clue, and that interview is going to be with Triffany. So we're gonna hop over here.
I heard it's a man. Lovely, and when we'd swear, you know, especially not to be.
And there we go. That one went according to plan, which is great. And then now there's a diary that belonged to Lizbert here, which is locked, but luckily one of the other clues that we got was a key to open said diary. If I could grab the scroll, that would be wonderful. There we go. And now we basically have all the clues needed to unlock the door to the final area before we've even seen the door, mind you. We haven't even seen the door yet. So you might be wondering, oh, what door is Konception talking about? We haven't even seen it yet. So don't worry about it. We're gonna get there. The last area here, so we're walking through Sugar Pine Woods, which we've been to before. Instead of walking all the way around, why don't we just bop up the geometry there? It sounds a lot more fun. And then we're going to enter the last of the areas we've yet to see, which is Frosted Peak. Frosted Peak has some fun tech as well, albeit very short for tech. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our snack grappler and use it to grab some peanut butter. And then we're actually going to draw the attention of this Mount Sodi here. We need to capture that, and we're going to actually capture a few more Bugsnax, but first we're going to go talk to Agabel.
It's you. If another, no, we just go and.
Great. So now we talk to Agabel. She's actually walking to that door that I mentioned, but normally we have to wait for her to get there before the story even progresses. So while we're waiting, let's get the Bugsnax we need to progress the story, which is a chippy here. And then we're actually going to grab this flutter jam, which is flying all the way over here. We're going to shoot it with some peanut butter, drop it from the sky, and there you go. Voila. And you can see Agabel walked all the way around, but we're just going to jump all the way down because it's a heck of a lot faster. And then she's going to get right up in our face.
Okay. Well, there's some. I've almost. Oh my.
Okay. And then the reason why we caught those three specifically, oops, is that we need to unlock these 6 totems. Now Agabel said, I'll take care of half, you take care of half. So we grabbed 3. Basically you just put the corresponding Bugsnax in the totem. All right, hey Agabel, what's up? Right in my face there. And those are just the 3 fastest to grab: the Mount Sodi, the Chippy, and the Flutter Jam. So all just very fast. Right now we have to do a little bit of backtracking because she wants Filbo to come help, because in front of the door there are 3 push panels and there's only 2 of us between Agabel and us. So we need to go grab Filbo to help. So we got to run all the way back. Another thing that's going to be another piece of time save that'll help once fast travel is implemented into the game. Go talk to Filbo, and then luckily after we talk to Filbo, it warps us right back to the Frosted Peak. So we don't have to walk back there ourselves. On the unfortunate side is that once we regain control of our character here, we don't have the ability to run. We can only walk. And I think it's just so that Agabel and Filbo can give us, as players, some exposition as to what's happening in the story. But yeah, it slows things down, that's for sure.
That's right. Soft little Agabel, you
A good opportunity here to talk about some differences between the any percent run and this run. So no major skips, as I mentioned, is basically no loading zones early. We don't do anything to get into an area earlier than what we're supposed to. Any percent obviously ignores those rules. Any percent is also very broken. What we accomplish in about 55 minutes in this run is done in 5 minutes in any percent by breaking into all these areas early and the game being confused as to why we're in those areas early and giving us all the tools we need to progress. So there is a lot of difference between the 2 runs. However, once we get through this door for the first time, the run becomes exactly the same. So we get through a bulk majority in any percent of the game in 5 minutes, but the in-game sequence that we run is the same in both runs, and it can't be avoided, unfortunately. No matter how hard we try, cannot find any other skips in there.
Don't be. I could and that Phil. I need and then thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna again wait for the cutscene, not cutscene. I keep calling it cutscene. Checkpoint. We're gonna wait for the checkpoint trigger so that we can walk back. Now we're about to be in the final in-game sections of the game. We're about to go through the door, but of course, what is an end game if we don't get to have another party first? So we get another fun party coming up here. This party is actually pretty fun in terms of execution. There's a lot of fun things we get to do right up top, but after we do the execution part of it, it's a long cutscene again. So that's what makes the run a little bit interesting, we'll say. It actually is also, if you play the game casually, the point of no return. So once you complete the game here, this is where you return to, basically. All right, so what we need to do is we need to get everybody to dance around the fire. Second hit, excellent. And every one of the grumpuses has something something that will cause them to dance. For example, Shelda here, all you got to do is hit that orb over her head and let the confetti drop on her, and then she'll be good to dance. So after it lets it load in, great. Bilbo will just go once you walk up to him, so that's 2. Beffica will go if they're either playing a certain song on the radio, which I already turned it to. Where is that cup? There you go. So that's 3. Wambus will only go once he apologizes to Gramble, which he won't do without a little liquid courage there, so we give him a little cup. And you might have seen as well that I threw another cup over here before, and that is because after Gramble and Wambus go and make amends, which is 5, Wiggle needs a little fun juice as well, which will make 6. Then we're going to go over here. We're going to talk to Snorpy and Floofty, and then we're actually going to have a special talk with Snorpy to get them rather to say they don't understand the point of dancing because they're very scientific and experimental minds, so they don't see the point to it. But we're going to talk to Triffany about that, who's going to talk about the cultural significance of dance as an archaeologist, which convinces Floofty to dance with Triffany. Cromdo just wants you to buy all of his drinks, which we did. And then last but not least, we have Snorpy, who's worried that who's a little bit confused that he really likes Chandlo, loves Chandlo even, but he doesn't really know where they stand in their relationship, like what stage they're at. And Chandlo's like, what are you talking about? We've been dating for years. So it's a nice little cute moment between them. And then once they have that understanding, they go to dance as well. So fun stuff. From this point forward, we have a good chunk of cutscenes. So if we happen to have any donations come through, I guess I'm waiting to do my Bunger impression, but if no one wants to hear, that's fine, I guess. But if we had any other donations or plugs that we'd like to do, hopefully you got your pizza, maybe.
I was about to provide an update on that, thankfully. So, pizza percent has finally reached time. I just got my pizza delivered, and I cannot wait to dig into it. So, thankfully, that not exactly record time, but pizza's pizza. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Congratulations. So we have basically everyone returned here. You'll see in the cutscene that Agabel will make an appearance as well, coming up here soon. And then we just gotta make our way into the door, and then the end game sequence begins. Just to get a little personal for a moment here. I was very happy to be a part of this event, as I am always happy to be a part of any Midwest Speedfest event. But this one I was particularly excited for because of the charity that we're donating for, Sweet Relief, which benefits musicians in need, which really strikes a chord with me. No pun intended, because I actually have a music degree and taught music for several years in my career as well. So I know the value of music and what it brings to society, and I know having a lot of friends who are performers or educators in the field of music, how much this pandemic has affected them. So I know our donations are going to an incredibly important cause and to help people who need it. So I'm very happy to be a part of that. So thank you so much to the crew for allowing me to come be a part of it.
We have to stick together. Well said, Bilbo.
And we still got plenty of cutscene left, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, no worries. That was very well said what you said before. So it's good to hear that where it's the money's going to such a fantastic cause. It's just the pandemic has been so cruel to musicians and stuff, especially. So I guess that's just another plug for me to say, to assure you that every single dollar that gets donated during this event will go towards Sweet Relief to provide funding for much needed musicians. And I'm just going to elaborate a little bit on how they're helping during the COVID-19 pandemic. So in March last year, Sweet Relief launched a COVID-19 fund to be used specifically for musicians and music industry workers affected by coronavirus. 100% of every dollar donated is used to pay for medical expenses, lodging, clothing, food, and other vital living expenses to those impacted due to sickness or loss of work. So that is absolutely valuable. I really have to commend the work that they are doing in that regard. So be sure to get your donations in if you want something run out, if you want to go put it towards an incentive or a goal. And also just a quick reminder that we do have an overall event goal this weekend of $10,000. And I must say, we've made really good progress just for not even the first 24 hours. We've got $2,200 so far. So round of applause to everyone who's contributed so far. So definitely great. But make sure you keep those donations coming in. And yeah, I'm sure regardless, we'll all enjoy the rest of the marathon. And on the personal note, myself, I am going to enjoy the rest of the pizza while I can.
Yes, absolutely. Get that meal. You've earned it. Thank you very much.
It came hot and it tastes good, so it didn't disappoint in that regard.
Classic. Okay, so the cutscene's about over, thankfully. So this is when the game starts to get a little bit darker. So if you recall, as we mentioned, Lizbert was the leader of this group of Grumpuses, right? And she is still missing. We've seen everybody else. Everyone else has returned to Snacksburg in an attempt to rally and see if we can locate Lizbert, in addition to figuring out what's going on the island that's causing it to become so unstable. Okay. We're going to enter the door, which we had just seen here in a second. And it's going to kind of open that up for a little bit for us. So if you don't want to be spoiled on the in-game portions of the game, you might want to mute, or come back and watch the end of this run after you've completed it. So just a fair warning for spoilers coming up. Always like to throw that out there, as this is a relatively new game. It's been out since November of last year, but relatively new if people are still waiting.
Just hang out with
Fun fact, if you just just like hug the edges here, you can actually pass both Filbo and Eggabell. It doesn't serve any purpose because you still have to wait for them anyway, but we're speed running. We might as well go fast when we can,
All right.
So here's the door, and it's about to be opened.
How do we get this thing open, Eggabell?
Turns out she wrote the order backwards.
So what is going to be happening here? The door is going to open and we'll be entering an area called the Undersnacks, which is basically inside of the mountain. As we have seen plenty of times so far, the mountain is unstable. Things are starting to crash. There's these earthquakes, this shaking that's happening. And that is because the Bugsnax, while cute, while adorable, and things like that, they are not as innocent as they seem to be. They are still very cute, but we discover that they are actually a bit more parasitic than anything. So everyone who has enjoyed the Bugsnax as a way to, fuel themselves up, as it were, they're actually going to be coming under the influence of the Bugsnax, who are a little bit more predatory than we had originally believed. So they are not so innocent, and the only thing that is keeping them from completely running over the island right now is the more benevolent Queen of Bugsnax, who we're just about to be introduced to. As you can see, this is the Undersnacks section here. It looks like foods coats the walls. I always like to say this is juice because they're based out of food, so it can't be like blood or anything, I don't think. But you can see the walls around us, all the Bugsnax here. And here is the Queen of Bugsnax, which, as it turns out, is none other than Lizbert herself. Now, first and foremost, we are a journalist. We came to interview everybody, technically. So we do still have to get our Lizbert interview. So we do a quick interview with her. And basically what she divulges in this interview is that she has been keeping all of the Bugsnax at bay as the Queen of Bugsnax. So because she sacrificed herself to be the Queen of Bugsnax, she has been able to keep them off for this long, but she has lost control now. They're rallying, they're rebelling, and she can no longer make it so that this island is safe to inhabit. We need to go. We need to get off the island with everybody else. As she's about to completely lose control, Eggabell here shows up, who also sacrifices herself to become one with the Queen of Bugsnax. So it's kind of like a two-headed Queen of Bugsnax, if you were. And together, now that their power has doubled, one, they're reunited because they were partners, and two, their power has doubled so that they can have a little bit more control of the island as we go to escape. And now, from that undersnacks portion forward, like I had mentioned before, the run is exactly the same as any percent. So even in any percent, we're doing exactly this. So instead of walking around, we're going to hop on some rocks there. Saves us a little bit of time. And you might have seen Philbo on the ground there. We don't need to say Philbo. We don't need to talk to him or anything. And he's just going to follow us into the next area. All good. We're going to attempt... Yes, to do some treetop parkour here, which is actually a lot harder than it was the other times we'd done it because the landing area on the fence is a lot smaller now that it's broken. And then now we're entering what we call the gauntlet. So we have to fend off some Bugsnax as we prepare the ship to escape the island. You can see in the distance the mountain is exploding as if it were a volcano and all that. So we got to fend off some Bugsnax. And what the gauntlet really is in terms of mechanics is using the tools that we've had in the game, but retooled as opposed to catching and getting the Bugsnax for our use. They're more about destroying the Bugsnax instead. So for example, we have the snack trap here, but now it's become more of a snack chop because instead of trapping them, it chops them up, which is handy. All right, and then we just need to wait for these last two to jump there, and then while we're doing that, I make my way towards the second thing. And the gauntlet basically is you reusing these tools for 6 little mini games, for lack of a better term, as we fend off Bugsnax and help save 2 Grumpuses at a time. So now instead of our grappler, we got a punching glove at the tip of it. So we're just gonna swat some donuts here and whatnot. Great. And there's actually flying Bugsnax that come out of there that we swat in advance. Great. And then we actually get behind those Picantuses to hit them towards Sheldon Floofty in hopes that they actually do eat some of them, because that will make it a lot faster instead of hitting all the Bugsnax individually. Despite how it may seem, unless we had gone through the game and made it so that these Grumpuses had already eaten a ton of Bugsnax in advance, even if we let every Bugsnax attack every Grumpus, they probably would not be fully turned. So it's not like the straits are so dire that we have to worry about how much of the Bugsnax get to them. This is by far the easiest of the mini games in the gauntlet. We basically just use the tripwire to trip up some Bugsnax as they're coming by. There's actually nothing you can do to make this slow beyond missing the very last cycle of Bugsnax, because they are all on timed release. So even if I just let them come down and attack Chandlo and Snorpy here, it would be the same amount of time unless I miss this last round. So pretty cool. So we're gonna throw that there, and I'm actually gonna attempt to wedge myself into some geometry here, which I did almost successfully. The reason why I do that is it makes us ever so much closer to the next section. And I'm actually going to take a bit of quiet time to focus on this, but this is by far the hardest of the gauntlet and is the most finicky. So I'm just going to be silent here for a second while I focus on doing this. Okay, good first round. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that might be too early. Nope, we got it. Perfect barrels. Perfect barrels. So what that is, as you can see, we have to fling barrels at the Bugsnax that are spawning across the way. If you position the barrels very specifically and you time your shots very specifically, you can wipe out all of the waves at once, basically, as you probably saw. So it's all very precise locations of the barrels and very precise in timing, which is why it required a lot of focus. Oftentimes, especially when people are learning the any percent category of this game, that is where they will lose the most time in the gauntlet section, because it's just so finicky. So it's all about just learning how to do it quickly and precisely. This one is not nearly as precise. So obviously we have the buggy ball, which is equipped with spikes now. So that we're just using them to squash some Bugsnax. The location spawns are exactly the same every time, so I know where the Bugsnax are going to be. So it's relatively easy. If I can hit them on time, of course. And then we have 2 more waves here. And then see if we can hit that one. Got away. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And then we have one more segment of the gauntlet, which is with Wambus and Triffany, and we're going to be shooting some special sauce that when the Mungers and Spuddies get attracted to it, they run into each other and explode each other, basically. So that's, and then obviously this is using our sauce slinger. And then after that, we're actually coming up on time relatively soon, I would say.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Would you mind helping?
We probably got like a minute or so, so time is coming up just to get ready on that. But we're gonna throw some special sauce here. Luckily, same thing here. The spawns are all the same, so I'm actually gonna preemptively lay down some sauce so that I don't have to worry about it. Especially here because they attract here, and then I want to shoot specifically. There we go. Perfect so far. Great, great, great. And then no run is complete unless you shoot. Oh no, unless you shoot Wambus with sauce. Hey, come on. There we go. Yeah, I don't make the rules. You have to shoot Wambus with some sauce. Is how it is. But that actually was a really good gauntlet for the most part. And then the last thing we got to do is we just have to get on the ship here. A little sneak preview. I did mention that this game has some legendary Bugsnax, and we actually get a preview of a couple of them here. This watermelon one, which is called the Mama Wellen, and then this giant pizza one, which I forget their name, but those are 2 of the 4 legendary Bugsnax in the game. So another fun incentive on playing this game too.
Thanks, Liz. Egg.
But they held it off just enough for all of us to escape, while Lizbert and Eggabell, the collective queen of Bugsnax, remain on the island. And so we have one last little scene that we have to do before, well, actually, technically it's two little scenes that we have to do. First, we're on the beach here. Which, if you're playing the game casually, you can actually talk to everybody and see how they feel about how the events transpired. And you can actually, this is where the bad ending would be, which would be that nobody shows up on the island because they all succumb to the Bugsnax.
I know. I can great.
But like I said, it's actually very hard to get the bad ending. You have to try pretty hard to do it. And then time is coming up, by the way, so get ready on that. We just got to master this last dialogue sequence. And time. That was Bugsnax. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of music. That everyone loves, this little song that has accompanied the game here. Play Bugsnax. It's an excellent game, and if you'd like to learn how to speedrun it, it's very easy. The barrier for entry is very low, so if you're interested, if you like what you saw in the speedrun, go on over to speedrun.com/Bugsnax. We got guides, we have resources. You can join the Discord there as well. We even have our own subreddit, r/Bugsnax speedrunning, so come on by that as well. if you like speedruns of this game or other games, I've also speedrun some Pokemon games and other fun stuff as well. You can come check me out at twitch.tv/Konception2. We'll have a good time. I'll be glad to have you. And I just want to give a big, massive shout out to the Midwest crew, everyone behind the scenes putting this together, everyone who's donated to make this event as successful as it is already. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing how the rest of the event plays out. So thank you all for having me, and enjoy. I believe we have Astros next, which continuing on with the PS5 block, so enjoy that.